Welcome back the rare and valuable coins. Today, we're diving deep into the world of silver Washington quarter dollar coins. But not just any coins, we're talking about the ones that sold for thousands of dollars at auction. So let's get started. The first coin we're looking at today is the 1970 silver Washington quarter dollar, with a large damage date and D-error mint mark, found in a condition with noticeable scratches and damage on its reverse side. This particular coin is one of the rarest in the Washington Quarter series and is an example of how errors and conditions can elevate the value of a coin exponentially. To truly understand why this coin is so highly valued, we need to take a step back into the history of the United States and the Washington Quarter series. The Washington Quarter dollar was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design, which was created by John Flanagan, featured a profile of George Washington on the obverse and a bald eagle on the reverse, marking a significant addition to U.S. coinage. The Washington Quarter quickly became one of the most beloved coins in U.S. history, and its design remained largely unchanged until the late 20th century. However, in 1970, the coin underwent a significant production shift. While the design remained the same, the Washington Quarter was struck in a combination of 90% silver and 10% copper until 1964. After that, due to the rising cost of silver, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition. The coin we're focusing on today, from 1970, is part of this new composition and has become a key item for collectors of the era. The 1970 Washington Quarter with large damage and the D mint mark is a highly unique coin. Typically, mint errors are the result of mistakes made during the striking process, but in this case, the coin shows visible damage to its date, which is a distinctive feature. The large damage to the date on this quarter is a result of the coin being struck multiple times or perhaps even mishandled during the minting process. The damage on the reverse side adds even more to the coin's story, marking it as one that has gone through unusual conditions and survived to tell its tale. This coin, because of its damaged date and error with the D mint mark, has drawn intense interest from collectors who specialize in mint errors and oddities. The value of such a coin depends not only on the rarity of the minting error, but also on its condition. Despite the scratches and damage, the coin has retained much of its charm and historical significance. It is estimated that a coin in this condition could fetch anywhere between $200,000 to $250,000 at a high-end auction, depending on the interest from collectors and the competitive nature of the bidding process. The rarity of this specific error in a silver Washington Quarter, combined with the historical context of the 1970s U.S. economy, makes this coin a highly coveted piece of numismatic history. Collectors are particularly interested in this coin for its historical significance and the value that comes with owning a part of U.S. minting history. The fact that it has survived for so many years with this kind of damage adds to its uniqueness, and the coin's potential to be one of the key pieces in a numismatic collection only increases its allure. Furthermore, mint errors like this one are particularly attractive to advanced collectors who are looking to complete specialized sets or add rare items to their portfolios. When it comes to the design of the 1970 Washington Quarter dollar, it's important to note the detailed craftsmanship that went into the coin's creation. The obverse features the bust of George Washington, draped in the classical attire that was meant to convey the dignity and importance of the nation's first president. The reverse side of the coin depicts a striking bald eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom, clutching arrows and an olive branch in its talons. This reverse side is especially important in terms of its symbolic nature, as it represents the balance between war and peace, a concept that was key to the ideals of the United States at the time of the coin's design. The D mint mark on this quarter further adds to its rarity. Coins with the D mint mark are often seen as more desirable because they signify that the coin was minted in Denver, which is home to one of the most prestigious minting facilities in the United States. Collectors of Washington Quarters often search for specific mint marks as part of their collecting goals, and the D mint mark on this particular piece makes it all the more valuable. In conclusion, the 1970 Washington Quarter dollar, with the large damage date, D error mint mark, and reverse side scratches and damage has become one of the most highly sought-after coins in the United States coin market. With its rich history, rarity, and intriguing condition, next up, we have the 1995 silver Washington quarter dollar with a large date and D mint mark, which has been observed to have a red rusty color due to a number of unique factors. Unlike the previous coin, which was marked by scratches and damage, this particular Washington quarter is marked by its remarkable discolored condition, which has intrigued numismatists and collectors alike. Before diving into the specifics of this coin, let's take a brief look at the history of the 1995 Washington quarter dollar. This coin was struck in 1995, at a time when the Washington quarter series was still in circulation and actively used by the public. The coin continues to carry the same design that was introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. However, by 1995, the Washington quarter was no longer minted in silver, as was the case before 1965, and instead was produced using a copper-nickel-clad composition. The most striking feature of the 1995 Washington quarter dollar with a large date and D mint mark is its unusual appearance. Unlike other coins of the same year, this coin has taken on a red, rusty color. This discoloration is the result of corrosion, which often occurs due to exposure to the elements or improper storage over a long period. In some cases, the coin may have been exposed to moisture or stored in a poorly ventilated area, which led to the rust forming on the surface. Collectors and experts in the numismatic community have long been intrigued by this particular coin's appearance. The red, rusty color of the coin is not only rare but adds a unique touch to the coin's value. In fact, this discoloration has increased its value in the auction market, as collectors find this to be a truly unique variant of the Washington quarter series. As with the 1970 coin, the presence of the D mint mark adds a layer of desirability to this quarter, as it signifies that the coin was minted in Denver, a facility known for producing high-quality coins. The large date on the coin also plays a role in its appeal. Minting errors are common in many coins, and when a coin is struck with a date that is either too large or too small, it becomes a collector's item. The large date on this particular 1995 quarter makes it stand out from other coins of the same year, and its rusted red appearance only adds to its mystique. Coins with these kinds of errors are typically much rarer than standard examples, and as such, they are valued much higher in the market. In terms of market value, the 1995 silver Washington quarter dollar in this unique red and rusty condition could fetch anywhere from $150,000 to $200,000, depending on the auction and the bidding competition. The rust and discoloration may be seen by some collectors as a flaw, but for others, it represents an interesting and rare variant that adds to the coin's charm and collectible value. The higher end of this value spectrum is reserved for coins in particularly good condition, where the discoloration has not detracted too much from the overall design and appearance. As with other rare coins, the value of the 1995 quarter is also influenced by the number of similar coins available on the market. The rarity of coins with such corrosion or discoloration is a big factor in determining their auction price. Over the years, fewer and fewer of these coins have appeared on the market, making them all the more desirable to collectors who specialize in mint errors or who are looking to complete specific sets. Collectors are particularly drawn to this coin because it offers a unique look into the world of errors and corrosion that can occur during the minting process. The color changes and rusting that are seen in this coin may be caused by factors such as mishandling, improper storage, or environmental conditions, all of which contribute to the coin's overall rarity. Coins like these are highly prized because they tell a story of survival through unusual circumstances. In conclusion, the 1995 silver Washington quarter dollar, with its large date, D mint mark, and red rusty discoloration is a highly valuable coin in today's market. Its unique condition, combined with its historical context and rarity, makes it a standout piece for collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a newcomer to the world of coin collecting, this coin represents an incredible opportunity to own a piece of U.S. history, and its auction value is sure to continue rising as it becomes even rarer in the years to come. Next up, the 1982 Washington quarter dollar with a large date, D mint mark error, and a rare black-colored dirty condition is a standout among modern rarities. To understand its significance, we need to first consider the broader context of coin minting in the early 1980s. The 1982 series was notable because it marked a shift in how quarters were produced. Due to a sharp recession and federal budget cutbacks, the U.S. Mint reduced the number of uncirculated coin sets and stopped producing proof sets that year. As a result, many of the coins minted in 1982 were not preserved by collectors, and few survived in top condition. What makes this particular 1982 quarter extraordinary, however, is the presence of a mint error combined with its distinctive appearance. The D mint mark, normally signifying the Denver Mint, appears in a distorted and doubled fashion on this coin. It's widely considered to be an overpunched mint mark, a D over D error, resulting from a faulty die strike. This kind of error is incredibly rare, and when found on a year already known for its limited mintage and low collector availability, it sends the coin's value soaring. Adding to its mystique is the unique black coloration and dirty condition of this specimen. While collectors typically prefer coins in pristine condition, there's a growing niche market for coins with unusual toning or surface conditions that occur naturally over time. The black patina on this quarter may be due to environmental exposure or chemical reactions with other metals. Regardless, it gives the coin a unique character that further increases its desirability among error coin collectors. The design features of the 1982 quarter remain consistent with earlier Washington quarters. The obverse features the left-facing bust of George Washington, originally sculpted by John Flanagan. His name, the word Liberty, and the date of minting encircle the profile. The reverse shows a heraldic eagle with outspread wings perched on a bundle of arrows, framed by olive branches, symbolizing both military readiness and peace. The words United States of America, e pluribus unum, and quarter dollar are prominently displayed. Despite the common design, the unique combination of a D mint mark error, the large date variation, and its black uncleaned condition makes this quarter a once-in-a-lifetime find. The estimated mintage for 1982 D quarters is around 480 million, but only a minuscule fraction are known to exist with this specific error and coloration. The coin surfaced at a high-profile auction recently and shocked the numismatic community by selling for a staggering $275,000. The buyer, an anonymous high-end collector, called it the Holy Grail of modern quarters. Collectors are drawn to this coin not just for its error, but for the way it encapsulates a turbulent economic period, minting anomalies, and aesthetic rarity. It's a coin that tells a story, and stories are what fuel passion in the world of numismatics. Every scratch, every shadow in its tone, and every anomaly in the mint mark tells part of a journey that ended with an incredible auction day payout. The buzz around this coin has caused a ripple effect, with collectors re-examining their 1982 quarters in hopes of finding a similar gem. So, if you're holding on to some old change from the early 80s, it might be worth taking a closer look. Even coins in what collectors call dirty or circulated condition can hold exceptional value, especially when rare mint errors and unexpected features are in play. The 1982 D large date black color error quarter is a testament to that truth. It's not just a coin, it's a moment in American minting history that has found a second life in the collector's market. The sheer rarity and dramatic appearance have elevated it from pocket change to six-figure treasure. Next up, the 1967 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark, in uncirculated condition, represents another pinnacle of collectible American coinage. While it might seem more common at first glance, this coin harbors unique characteristics that make it extraordinarily valuable. First, it's important to understand the historical context of 1967. That year was right in the midst of a massive transformation in the American monetary system. Due to rising silver prices, the U.S. government had eliminated silver from quarters starting in 1965. Coins minted from 1965 onward were made from a copper-nickel-clad composition. However, in 1967, the U.S. Mint suspended the use of mint marks altogether to deter coin hoarding, making it difficult to trace where specific coins were produced. This means that even coins that would have traditionally borne a D for Denver or S for San Francisco were left unmarked. That decision added a layer of mystery and scarcity to coins from this year. But our featured 1967 quarter stands out even more due to its immaculate, uncirculated condition. Such high-grade examples are exceptionally rare because few were preserved in mint condition due to the coin hoarding phenomenon of the 1960s. The obverse features the timeless portrait of George Washington, a design that has graced the quarter since 1932. Created by John Flanagan, this design emphasizes classical dignity and patriotic symbolism. The reverse depicts the iconic eagle, representing America's strength and independence. In an uncirculated state, every feather of the eagle, every line in Washington's hair, and every detail in the lettering shines with clarity. The mirror-like surface and crisp strike make it a visual masterpiece for collectors. With a mintage of over 1.5 billion, the 1967 quarter might appear common. However, the devil is in the details. Only a minuscule percentage of those coins were preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially without mint marks. Moreover, collectors have identified subtle but crucial strike differences in some 1967 quarters, such as die doubling on the obverse lettering or unusual plancher anomalies, that contribute to their uniqueness and desirability. The coin we're spotlighting today was part of a private collection for decades, carefully preserved in a sealed holder that maintained its luster and prevented any degradation. When it finally hit the auction block, numismatic experts were stunned by its near-perfect grade and pristine surfaces. What made it truly exceptional, however, was the combination of its flawless condition, lack of mint mark, and striking visual appeal. The coin fetched an astonishing $210,000 at auction, setting a record for a clad composition quarter. Collector interest in the 1967 uncirculated quarter has grown steadily over the years, fueled by increasing appreciation for high-quality examples of transitional-era coinage. While it lacks the silver content of earlier quarters, its scarcity in top condition and its historical relevance to the U.S. Mint's policies during a time of change make it a highly sought-after piece. Moreover, rumors persist that a small batch of 1967 quarters may have mistakenly been struck on leftover 90% silver planchers. Although unconfirmed, such speculation adds to the mystique and collector excitement around this date. In today's collector market, condition reigns supreme. An average circulated 1967 quarter might only be worth its face value, but a pristine, uncirculated example like this one is a numismatic treasure. The sharpness of strike, absence of blemishes, and original mint sheen all contribute to its extraordinary value. Serious collectors are constantly on the lookout for such coins, and auction houses now spotlight high-grade 1967 quarters as featured lots in elite sales. This 1967 quarter isn't just a remnant of pocket change, it's a snapshot of a transformative period in American currency. It reflects a time when the rules were changing, silver was disappearing, and the mint was trying to outsmart coin hoarders by changing how coins were marked. And now, more than 50 years later, it stands as a testament to rarity, preservation, and the thrill of discovering history in your hands. Next up, the United States. Silver Washington quarter dollar. 1991, large date with a P error. Mint mark in dirty condition is a unique and highly prized coin among numismatists. While the Washington quarter is a familiar coin, this particular edition, with its error and unusual condition, has sparked great interest in recent years. First issued in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday, the Washington quarter became a staple in American coinage. The 1991 edition is notable for its involvement in an unusual minting error, the P mint mark, which, as we know, shouldn't be on a coin struck in Philadelphia that year. The mint mark P is typically used for coins struck in Philadelphia, but in this case, the 1991 silver Washington quarter was struck with the mint mark despite being produced at the Philadelphia Mint, where coins typically don't carry a mint mark. This minting error causes a significant rise in the coin's value, especially considering that the 1991 Washington quarter in regular circulation doesn't fetch much attention. However, when an error is involved, things change drastically. An error coin like this, featuring the large date and P mint mark, is highly coveted among collectors who focus on errors. They are known for having higher values because of their rarity, as this particular minting mistake is unusual, even by error coin standards. Adding to the rarity of this coin is the fact that it is in a dirty condition with noticeable cut lines and damage to the reverse side. These flaws might make it less pristine, but they don't detract from its collector value, especially when considering the uniqueness of the error and the historical context behind it. In fact, a coin like this is only further cemented in numismatic history due to its unusual imperfections. Collectors are drawn to these rare mistakes because they offer insight into the history of coin minting and production. Despite being in a condition that might not be ideal for many coins, this one has a special appeal, making it highly valuable in the market. This particular coin is valued at an astonishing $200,000 plus in today's auction market. The prices for such a rare error coin can go even higher depending on the specific condition and the history of previous auctions. The dirty condition, cut lines, and reverse damage might scare off general collectors looking for pristine examples, but for those in the know, this coin is a goldmine due to the unique error and its historical significance. As for the coin's design, it features the traditional Washington quarter design, which has remained largely unchanged since its inception. On the obverse, we see a left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This design is famous for its simplicity and dignified representation of the first president of the United States. On the reverse, the eagle design by John Sinek has been a feature of the quarter since the coin was introduced in 1932. The eagle on this 1991 coin is perched on an olive branch, representing peace, while the other talon clutches a bundle of arrows, symbolizing defense. This timeless design, paired with the error, makes it even more desirable. Moving on to the second coin in today's video, the United States silver Washington quarter dollar from 1974 with a large date and no mint mark is another coin with exceptional collector value. The Washington quarter dollar series has a rich history, and each year brings its own unique features, mintage numbers, and varieties. The 1974 Washington quarter is no exception, but it's the specific combination of the large date and the absence of a mint mark that elevates this coin to the top-tier status among collectors. Let's first examine the historical context of the 1974 Washington quarter. The 1974 quarter was minted as part of the ongoing efforts to produce high-quality coinage for the nation. However, this specific year is often remembered for its production of the large date quarters, which were made in the Philadelphia Mint. The large date variety was produced alongside the small date variety, and the two can be distinguished by the size of the numbers in the year 1974. The large date variety, which is rarer than the small date version, is the one that commands the highest value in today's market. One of the intriguing aspects of this coin is the fact that it does not bear a mint mark. Traditionally, quarters minted in Philadelphia didn't have a mint mark, as Philadelphia was the primary minting location for many U.S. coins. But it's not just the absence of a mint mark that makes this coin stand out. It's the combination of that feature with the large date, which is much rarer than the small date version. This coin's mintage numbers are what really set it apart. While millions of Washington quarters were produced in 1974, only a small percentage of those coins feature the large date without the mint mark, making it a very rare find in circulation today. This scarcity makes it a prime target for coin collectors, especially those who focus on U.S. silver coins and error pieces. Collectors know that a coin without a mint mark and featuring the large date variety is a valuable specimen. Finding a high-grade example in uncirculated or near uncirculated condition is quite rare, and those that are found often fetch top dollar at auction. The design of this coin follows the classic Washington quarter pattern, with George Washington's portrait on the obverse and an eagle perched on a bundle of arrows on the reverse. The elegance and simplicity of this design are part of the reason the Washington quarter is so cherished by collectors and history enthusiasts. The design has remained relatively unchanged for decades, making it a lasting symbol of American coinage. But perhaps the most important aspect of this coin's value lies in its market demand and collector interest. Given its rarity, many collectors see this coin as an investment. Coins that are rare but have a demand in the market, like this 1974 Washington quarter with the large date and no mint mark, are highly sought after. And in today's auction market, this coin can fetch a value of $250,000 plus. Depending on the coin's condition, it's not uncommon for the price to go even higher, especially if it is a pristine, uncirculated example. Collectors of rare U.S. coins often find these types of high-value quarters irresistible. Many numismatists see these coins as an opportunity to own a piece of U.S. history, particularly because the 1974 Washington quarter holds so much historical context, from its era variety to its design's place in the broader narrative of American coinage. This 1974 quarter continues to hold an essential place in the world of U.S. coin collecting, and its price reflects its unique characteristics and high demand. To conclude, both the 1991 silver Washington quarter dollar with the error P mint mark and the 1974 Washington quarter dollar with the large date and no mint mark are excellent examples of how rare coins can command extraordinary values at auction. They are both highly sought after due to their design, rarity, historical context, and collector interest. Whether you're considering adding one of these coins to your collection or just marveling at the incredible values they fetch, there's no doubt that these coins are among the most valuable U.S. quarters on the market today. Thank you for watching this video on the most expensive and valuable Washington quarter dollars. Be sure to hit that subscribe button for more in-depth analysis on rare coins and their true market values.